The young incoming teams with guys who lack playoff experience but trending in the right direction, a year or two away from postseason aspirations, not under heavy pressure and not expected to contend, they can only exceed expectations. While the big market teams have extremely loyal fan base all around the globe, just have as many haters who despise them immensely due to the national media coverage continues to talk about them on a daily basis. Heading into 2023, how's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Let's take a look at 5 most likable teams which most fan base don't have a problem with, and 5 of the most hated teams many can't stand today. Starting with the very likable New Orleans Pelicans, the NBA postseason darling of 2022. Young, energetic, and lots of fun, nothing to fear, nothing to lose. Going from 1-12, looked like a deep lottery team in danger after not resigning Lonzo Ball. Who knew the team wouldn't make the CJ McCollum acquisition? David Griffin no longer a laughingstock. Some of the most competitive rookies, undrafted Jose Alvarado, Herb Jones heading into year 2, the much improved Troy Murphy III, a whole season of veteran role player Larry Nance Jr., and likable head coach Willie Green, who preaches defense first. The play-in allowed them to take down the Spurs and Clippers, battle-tested the 64-win Suns, took them to 6. The chemistry of McCollum and Ingram already put on display, having the potential to become one of the most popular teams to root for. The return of Zion, is up to him to fit in, stay healthy. After easily averaging 27 a game year 2, new coming rookie Dyson Daniels viewed as a bench guy. The emergence of Brandon Ingram now in the conversation, whether you have him in the next 5 seasons over Anthony Davis. As long as the team has no egos, no Zion distractions, and everybody fits in, mesh well, competes on both ends, plus exciting signature highlights from Zion alley-oops to Alvarado's pickpockets, while the closer of Ingram and CJ will activate their mid-range clutchness, we might be looking at a 50-win team. Very hated, the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry has one of the most loyal fan bases, being this generation's dynasty. The main reason for the dislike, besides from LeBron fans, the cockiness of Draymond Green talking all that smack, bragging about his wins. The old heads can't stand Green mentioning about beating past eras teams. Of course, LeBron fans pray Curry doesn't surpass their king in total wins. Always the excuses of having a great team and role players stepping up when Steph can have any good player fit in and excel. Jordan Poole's attitude can rub some the wrong way. Draymond's actions going well over the line in many games after picking up one early tech can basically react any way he wants rest of the game. Many fans are already tired of the Warriors' dominance and pray for any other team to win come 2023. When Durant joined in 2016, they've been heavily hated but unstoppable even after Durant, giving Klay Thompson's inconsistent performance not as lovable as years past. The fact that Dubs fans strongly believe this is only the second half of their dynasty run and will look to win 2 or 3 more rings irritates many the wrong way. Many cannot stand the fact Golden State's such a dominant team. Likeable, the Portland Trailblazers. NBA superstar loyalty 2022 almost non-existent. When you look at guys who couldn't win rings playing on the same team for years, the return of Dame Lillard, 32 years young, played just 29 games after never missing more than 9 in each of his first 9 seasons, 2-year extension for 2026 and 2027, wants to remain a Trailblazer, a team many don't have in their 2023 playoff predictions. Fans in big markets on their knees begging for Lillard to play for a team like the Lakers or Knicks. The team looked to be rebuilding, losing many games last season, trading away Lillard's best teammate CJ since LaMarcus Aldridge. Now with young guys like Keon Johnson, Nasir Little, and Sharp, adding vet Jeremy Grant, wanting to win a ring with the Blazers rather than forcing a move to another team. There's not many players like that today. Adding Gary Payton II, the young exciting Anthony Simons might already be as good as CJ. A postseason berth would be rewarding, but contending for a title, team simply not good enough. Hated, the Boston Celtics and their entire organization, starting from Ime Udoka. The public already knowing within days what happened, judging and playing all the guessing games on potential victims, social media absolutely cruel place. Being a first-year head coach and leading his team to the finals, 2 wins short of a title, to without having a job, potentially out the league forever, already lots of distractions, all the pressure on the players dealing with the outside noise, viewed as championship or bust going forward, the untimely injury of Robert Williams, and the new coach many only heard his name for the first time last week. New additions Malcolm Brogdon have a lot on his shoulder. A true floor general the franchise been missing since the departure of Rajon Rondo. From the struggling Jason Tatum and ugly first finals, questions whether Jaylen Brown's actually a superstar player. Also rumors that a Celtic player could have ratted out his former head coach on the consensual relationship that's been out there. More speculations not going to help the team on the court next season. Likeable, the Milwaukee Bucks entering his very prime with the fact that Giannis remains the face of the franchise, just as humble as he's trying to prove himself, dominating his competition, gives respects to others, continues to win. All the talk going to Miami, fans begged him to leave the small market franchise that hasn't won in 50 years. Not only has the Greek Freak silenced all doubters, proved to be the best player in the game, a team that didn't make more offseason moves, unlike the LeBrons and KDs of the world, who begs for every star player to want to join their team. Giannis proves he doesn't need that or a super team to win it all. Should be the face of the league without question. Great attitude. Many media heads continue to disrespect him due to the fact that he's not American. Continues to hold a grudge on the old guys. Them not giving Giannis props makes many want to root for him even more. After the 2019 and 2020 playoff exits, the team could have went 1,000 different directions, from trading Chris Middleton or Giannis demanding out, but remaining loyal, fought through the tough times, making them very rewarding champs. Believe they can win multiple rings with the same squad. Gotta appreciate what real grind's about. Hated, the Los Angeles Clippers. Until they get their own arena, they'll always be the number 2 team in LA behind the Lakers. Championship or bust. The absence of Kawhi Leonard coming back after out for over a year. PG injury prone too. It's winning time now or never. Anything short of a title would be a disappointment. Although they are less hated now without the Patrick Beverleys and Montrezl Harrells of the world, with Leonard certainly looking to low manage within the first 2 weeks of the season. Expect many critics to speak out. Ty Lue restored the franchise image from doing the improbable, getting to the conference finals in dramatic fashion. Lots of players who are injury prone last couple years, from the Leonards, PGs, John Walls, and Norman Powells of the world. A hit or miss season will depend on the overall health. Likeable, the Detroit Pistons, young and exciting backcourt duo of Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey, 20 and 21, could be future greatness. Very lovable now, the most talented roster since this rebuild began, 100 times more exciting than anything in the Andre Drummond era. The ones in the early bandwagon can see the team build up for the next several years, could lead to heavy rewards, not viewed as a threat right now by any means. One of the most slept on sharpshooters, Saddiq Bey, very good too. Franchise has nothing but growth the next 12 to 36 months ahead. Hated, the Brooklyn Nets, nothing new, just Durant staying after aggressively demanding out, only to get humbled. The 34-year-old injury-prone superstar, heavily ripped for his Brooklyn lack of success, an all-time great talent, no leadership qualities, combined with the head case teammates of Kyrie and Ben Simmons, 2 former number 1 picks who feels entitled to do what they please, causing distractions and negative noise to their teams. Half the fan base super divided in what they want. Half of Nets fans still stick up for Kyrie. The other half wish he was gone months ago. Almost impossible to be loyal to that team, filled with star players super disloyal and complains a lot, from the awful coaching decisions of Steve Nash, making too many questionable decisions, with more excuses coming. The team used to have youth, excitement, character, build a foundation in 2019 with Kenny Atkinson, only for 2 unhappy superstars to kick everybody out besides Joe No-Show in the playoff Harris, who's still with Brooklyn, to trying to win and build a super team. That backfired due to a clash of egos. The hatred remains strong, many more than satisfied seeing the team get swept out the first round to Boston. Likeable, the Cleveland Cavaliers, especially the young 3 of Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen, absolutely loaded in every position. One of the most exciting young squads a season ago, would have made the playoffs if it wasn't for the play-in. Lots of positive and poise, composure, leadership, the best scenario going far in the East and giving it the contenders a run for their money. Garland and Mitchell, 2 offensive-minded wings with the defensive upside of big front line. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley can resemble similarities to Tim Duncan and David Robinson's San Antonio days. As long as nobody cares about who's putting up the bigger numbers, the team just wins. Many will start believing, potentially having 3 all-stars on the roster, without even mentioning past his prime Kevin Love, solid scorer Karis LeVert, and Ricky Rubio off the bench. JB Bickerstaff, a coach of the year candidate, already establishing an identity. Garland can be one of the 5 best point guards for the next decade. Mobley, future superstar potential, and Jared Allen, just a super likable down-to-earth personality. Hate it. The Los Angeles Lakers, all the Russ Westbrook harassment, the non-stop 24/7 trade talks, only to remain with the team right before preseason, to Anthony Davis getting made fun of for his injuries and not being able to stay on the court, the annoying failed trades from the Pacers, to the fans believing they're getting their next superstar, getting the Dame Lillards of the world, from getting all the insane amount of coverage even when they shouldn't be relevant, the talking heads having the second most national televised games for a team that didn't even make the play-in, to all the LeBron headlines, the center of attention, people numb to sports talk, given the amount of times devoted to this team, everybody thinking they're the so-called GMs for the roster, from the annoying antics of Pat Beverly, the trash talk at times acts like he's a top 50 player in the game when he's not even top 60, the whole team might just end up hating each other, the fans thinking they'll be the 3 seed and compete with Golden State when they'll be losing to teams like New Orleans and then Portland on a random Wednesday night. It'll get talked about more than Jokic having a 40-point triple-double or a Giannis game winner. The Lakers simply will rack up 80% of NBA talks throughout the season, regardless they win or not. Thank you so much for watching this video. What's your favorite team to cheer for? What other teams would you like to see end up failing for 2023? Let me know in the comments below. I love all of you. See you next time.